Impeccable architecture, 5-star comfort, centuries of history, and an unexpected guest in the room next door.
Here's Johnny!
This is Comfort Dark Tourism, the niche where luxury hospitality meets the truly chilling narrative of the past. We often associate dark tourism with abandoned sites or tragedy, but it has evolved. Today, you can sleep inside history, where the price of a beautiful suite might just be a brush with the paranormal. The best part? These aren't dilapidated ruins. They are fully operational, world-class hotels and inns that not only embrace their eerie fame, but market it responsibly. I've selected 5 incredible properties across the globe, from the US to the UK, Ireland, and Denmark, all with fascinating, chilling stories. We'll dive deep into their history, the specific legends, and most importantly, I'll give you the insider tips on how to book the most active rooms. Get ready for a detailed journey. Let's check into the world's most luxurious haunted hotels. We start with the iconic father of cinematic spooky tourism, the Stanley Hotel. If you know horror, you know this place. It's the grand, beautiful Georgian hotel that inspired Stephen King's masterpiece, The Shining.
Hi, Lloyd.
Established in 1909 by Freeland Oscar Stanley, the man who invented the Stanley steamer, the hotel was built as a resort to improve his failing health in the clean mountain air. It's an architectural marvel, but its fame today is purely paranormal. Let's unpack the legends. The first centers on Mr. Stanley and his wife, Flora. Flora is said to still play the piano in the music room late at night, ensuring guests are entertained. But the real magnetic pull is room 217. This is the suite Stephen King stayed in during his infamous 1974 visit, inspiring the chilling Overlook Hotel. The room's legend traces back to 1911 when a housekeeper, Elizabeth Wilson, was injured in a gas explosion. She didn't die, but her spirit is allegedly quite active, known for rearranging luggage and separating unmarried couples who share the bed. For the true ghost hunter, the Stanley leans into its reputation. They offer the official Spirited Night Tour and even a dedicated Shining Tour. While 217 is legendary, the hotel staff and paranormal investigators often cite the entire 4th floor, once the servants' quarters, as the true hotspot, allegedly haunted by the spirits of children. If you want maximum activity, ask for a room on the 4th floor and book your tour well in advance. Now let's cross the pond for a true centuries-old experience. Forget American hotels. This is a 17th century Irish castle, right on the rugged Antrim coast. It's beautiful, historic, and undeniably spooky. Ballygally Castle, built in 1625, is now an active hotel with stunning views. The architecture alone is worth the trip, with its circular turrets and original stone structure. The central tragedy here is Lady Isabella Shaw. The local legend says she was imprisoned in the tower by her tyrannical husband, Lord Shaw, after she gave birth to a daughter instead of a male heir. Desperate to see her baby, she either jumped or was pushed from the window to her death. Today, the turret room is known as the Ghost Room, and while guests can visit, many hear her restless spirit tapping on doors, eternally searching for her child. There are also reports of Madame Nixon, a 19th century resident, whose silk skirts can be heard rustling down the corridors. Guests can stay in the historic tower bedrooms, experiencing the original layout. Head to the Ghost Room during the day to appreciate the history, but be warned. The narrow, winding staircase at night requires serious courage. Ballygally perfectly mixes dramatic coastal beauty with genuine, heartbreaking history. From the rugged coast to Scandinavian elegance, we visit Dragsholm Slot, the most haunted castle hotel in Denmark. The rare combination here is high-end gastronomy and a genuine medieval history as a former royal prison. Dating back to 1215, Dragsholm has seen life as a fortified castle and was used by the crown as a prison for noble and ecclesiastical prisoners from 1536 to 1664. Its halls are Baroque, and its atmosphere is truly from another age. The castle boasts at least 3 recurring resident spirits, a true haunting trinity. First, the tragic White Lady. believed to be the ghost of Selina Bovelas, a nobleman's daughter who became pregnant by a commoner and was walled up alive by her father. The legend was eerily substantiated when workers, in the 1930s, discovered a skeleton in a white dress inside a wall. Second is the helpful Grey Lady, a former maid who repays a kindness done to her by a castle master. Finally, the famous prisoner, James Hepburn, the 4th Earl of Bothwell, 3rd husband of Mary, Queen of Scots, who died here after years of agonizing confinement. He is said to sometimes gallop through the courtyard on horseback. To truly maximize the atmosphere, book one of the high-end gastronomy packages and take a long walk through the courtyards at dusk. That light, combined with the architecture, does half the work of the chilling narrative for you. Returning to urban luxury, we check into the grand 5-star Langham, London. Opened in 1865, it is one of the city's most classic and pedigree hotels. For fans of the paranormal, however, its fame centers squarely on one number, room 333. The hotel's paranormal reputation gained serious traction during the period when the building belonged to the BBC, with several staff members reporting terrifying encounters. The most famous ghost is often cited as a German prince or nobleman who jumped to his death from a 4th-floor window. He is often seen in room 333. Another famous apparition reported in the room is a Victorian doctor who murdered his wife before taking his own life. Guests and staff have reported sudden drops in temperature, lights turning on and off, and seeing a glowing, faceless figure in period dress. The Langham is pure opulence. The contrast between the impeccable modern service and the reported chilling history is part of the allure. Getting room 333 is not guaranteed, but it is certainly possible. You must request it specifically when booking. And even if you don't stay in 333, take a moment to observe the main staircases and hallways late at night. The Victorian design, when empty, impresses in a completely different spooky way. For the true crime enthusiast, this is the ultimate sleepover. We move from luxury hotels to a historic home, the Lizzie Borden House. Here, you can literally sleep where one of America's most infamous and still unsolved double murders took place. On August 4, 1892, Andrew and Abby Borden were brutally murdered with an axe. Andrew's daughter, Lizzie, was tried and famously acquitted, but the case remains a fascination. Today, the house functions both as a museum during the day and a bed and breakfast at night, offering 2 suites and 4 rooms. This is full immersion. You can book the very room where Abby Borden was found. The legend naturally revolves around the 3 deceased: Andrew, Abby, and perhaps Lizzie herself. The unquestionable fact is that sleeping in the exact location of such a violent historical event profoundly affects the imagination. The home is not a typical hotel. It's a museum first. If you stay more than one night, be aware of the logistics. You must vacate your room between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. for the daytime public tours. Book your room and your spot on the late-night ghost tour with significant advance notice. So, what is the takeaway? These places are, first and foremost, historical monuments and excellent hospitality operations. The ethical rule of Comfort Dark tourism is this: go for the history. Treat the haunting as an allegory or a historical narrative bonus. Be a respectful guest, not an intruder. Look for hotels that offer official tours and transparent historical signage. That's a sign that the memory is being treated with respect. And be prepared for the price tag. Combining luxury with a unique historical narrative often comes at a premium. Which of these 5 locations would you be brave enough to book? The cinematic Stanley, the luxurious Langham, or the true crime immersion of the Lizzie Borden House? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history and off-the-beaten-path travel itineraries.